What's up, guys? It's Bumpkins. Today is Wednesday, November 10th. Wednesday means New Comic Book Day. New Comic Book Day means New Comic Book Haul video. As always, I went down to Infinity Flux here in Chattanooga, Tennessee for another big old stack of books and a couple of other goodies as well. Guys, real quick, don't forget, if you are in the US and you don't have a comic shop and you need one, reach out to Infinity Flux. They have all kinds of cool stuff. They will ship all over the country. Just contact them. They should be tagged or linked or somewhere, wherever you're watching this. There'll be a way to get a hold of them. So if you need a comic shop and you're in the US, holler at them. But we've got a lot of stuff to go through. Let's start with Marvel, starting with The Amazing Spider-Man number 78. You've heard it by now. Same old story. I haven't caught up with this series yet, but happy to have that. Speaking of not being caught up, Avengers, Tech on Avengers number 4. I think this is a 5-part mini-series, so at this point, I think I'm just going to wait until the 5th one comes out and then read it all at once. But again, Mechs and Avengers, that's basically the only two boxes that I have, and they both got checked with this one. Miles Morales, number 32. I think this is the variant, right? Yeah, the variant cover. Let me ask you guys a question real quick. What do you guys think of Miles' new costume? I don't love it. I think the whole hoodie sweatshirt thing is completely impractical for Spider-Man and how he moves, and it just seems like it would get really hot. Like maybe that's like his winter, his winter costume. I don't know, but I don't love the whole sweatshirt thing because it just seems like it would be not aerodynamic, and he should be as aerodynamic as possible. I don't know, just a thought. Let me know. The Thing, number 1. I got the awesome Lee Bermejo variant cover, and he's holding Doctor Doom's mask for some reason, which is weird because Doctor Doom isn't in this. So I read this today, and honestly, I didn't love it. It was fine, but I thought it was a little kind of weird for a story about The Thing. I just thought it would be a different story, and it wasn't what I thought. So I might just wait for this one to hit Marvel Unlimited, but unless they all have this cool Lee Bermejo variant covers, and then I'll have to get them all because that's awesome. But as far as the story, it was fine, but it didn't really knock my socks off. And last but certainly not least, Venom number 1, the new Venom number 1. You know, guys, I haven't read any of the last Venom run, none of the Donny Cates stuff. I haven't read King in Black. I've got it all right down there. But I haven't read it yet, so I'll probably read this. I don't know if I'm going to know what's going on. And I don't know that I'm going to get this every month just because I'm so incredibly far behind on Venom. But I wanted to get this first one just to check it out. I'm very interested in all things Venom. I'm just behind. That's it. I got the cool variant cover. I had to get number 1. It's a big number 1. I had to grab it. Kind of a light Marvel day, but as for DC, we've got quite a few of those. Action Comics 1036. I read this one today, and this is the start. Well, it's the first, I guess, official part of the big storyline they're telling, where Superman and the Authority go to Warworld, face Mongol, try to free the Philosians. They're like, sort of like ancient Kryptonians. And it's really cool. There's a tiny little bit of a twist at the end that I wasn't expecting. It's not a major thing that upheaves the story, but it's just something I wasn't really expecting. So I'm very excited about this story. I love that we have Superman, son of Kal-El, John Kent, and all his Earthbound adventures. But we still have Kal-El, Clark Kent. We still have his adventures as well. I'm glad that he didn't, drop off the map. I'm glad that we still get stories with him as well, because both stories are wildly different, but still very entertaining. I really, really like this title. Batman the Imposter, number 2. The first one was really good. Another Black Label book that can tell whatever story it wants to tell. Batman is still fairly new being Batman in this story. There is somebody else dressing up as Batman killing people. How does Batman prove his innocence when nobody really knows who he is and nobody even really knows anything about him to begin with? Nobody's ever even really seen him. So how does he get out of this pickle? We probably won't find out in this one because this is part 2 of, I think, a 3-part series. But, yeah, I can't wait to read this one. Batman Urban Legends, number 9. I think this is part of the Fear State storyline. It's on the checklist, I believe, but who knows how much it really ties in. But I enjoy these. I'm behind on this run, but I enjoy these books that have multiple shorter stories in them because you get... I guess some of them some of the stories I don't need, but it's cool that you get several stories in one book. Future State Gotham, number 7, this cool variant cover. A little bit behind on this one, but it continues the art style of black and white. It looks very manga, which is really cool. I wouldn't want all my comics to look like that, but it's cool that this one does. So, yeah, that that for the cover alone, that's worth the price. I Am Batman number 3, another cool variant cover. I think this one's also related to Fear State. I'm not 100% sure. I think all the Bat books right now are, but the question is how much. Do they just say Fear State but don't really have anything to do? I don't know. Behind on this series as well, but that looks awesome, and it's going to be fun to catch up on these. Joker number 9, I'm not sure which variant this is, but it looks super cool. I love the picture of Punchline there, and only because it makes such a cool picture, I went with the other variant as well. So you put these together, Punchline and Joker together, that's really cool. That's a cool, you know, double page spread looking thing right there. So really nice to have both of those. Robin and Batman number 1, you know, I don't really know if we need this story. I mean, Dick Grayson, it's going to focus on Dick Grayson's early days as Robin, I guess. I feel like we've had that story a few times, but, you know, it's Jeff Lemire, penciled by Dustin Nguyen. Yeah, I'll try it out, I guess. I think it's only a 3-issue thing anyway, so yeah, why not? Titans United number 3 with this awesome cover. This title actually gets released day and date on the DC Universe Infinite, so I could read these as part, when they come out, as part of my DC Universe Infinite subscription. But these covers are too cool. Like, and it's not even a story that really knocks my socks off, but the covers are so cool, right? So I have to get them just for that. It'll be nice. Like, I wish they're not connecting covers, but that would be awesome if it was like one giant picture of all the Titans. But as long as they keep releasing these type of covers, and I know the next one is as well, I'm going to keep getting. And then last one for DC, Superman versus Lobo, book number 2. The first issue was weird. It was a weird story to feature Superman and Lobo, but it was kind of fun at the same time. The main crux of this series, I think, is really kicked off in this one. The first issue was just kind of hijinks, and only at the very end was the thing that happened that then is going to be what this series focuses on. But that's a cool, I think this is a variant. I'm not real sure. Yeah, variant cover. So I just thought that cover was cool. But yeah, it's good to have Lobo back in books. I'd love to have more of that. Get some of that 90s back, and he's hanging out with Superman, and weird stuff is happening. So I guess we'll see how that pans out. So moving over to Image, we've got Phenom X number 1. This is actually written by John Leguizamo. This variant cover is penciled, or at least inked, by Todd McFarlane. This is kind of a, I don't know a lot of the details, but it's kind of a superhero-y origin type deal. So yeah, let's see what John Leguizamo, let's see the story he has to tell. A Righteous Thirst for Vengeance number 2. I haven't read the first one yet, but I do like these sort of street-level crime noir type stories. I think I'm going to jump off this one after this, though, because these are the kinds of stories that I think are better read in trade, when you can get a full mystery or a full thriller, drama, whatever you want to call it. You can get a full story all in one book. It's cool to have the first 2, but I think I'm going to wait until the rest of it comes out and then read it all at once. So probably the big one from Image this week is What's the Furthest Place from Here? This is one of the variants. I'm not sure which one. This thing is like triple size. I don't know if you can see how thick that is. But this is, you know, another post-apocalyptic book, which there are several of those, but that's okay because I like those kinds of stories. But this one involves mostly kids. Like, mostly kids are left, and I think one of them goes missing, and they have to find them. And yeah, I mean, it's we'll see. I mean, I dig these kind of books. You know, Geiger was one that we just had recently. So I'm very excited to check this one out. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. As for the other indies, we've got Out number 2. The first one I didn't love as much as I wanted to. I'm hoping that this one can really get its hooks into me. Either way, I'm probably going to wait for the trade on the rest of them because, again, I think this is going to be one of those that's really better enjoyed all at once. But I'm hoping this gets a little bit more, I guess, supernatural, because the first one was a lot of setup. But I still wanted to, you know, check it out. I always like to try to at least have 2 issues, or give a book 2 issues before I, you know, make my final judgment. But yeah, we're going to try this one out. One series that I've really been enjoying, but I'm a little bit behind on, is Cherry Blackbird. I actually thought number 3 came out this week. Turns out this is number 4. I thought I missed number 3. I guess not. I can't keep track of all this stuff. But this is a weird book, and it's fun, though. Like, I really enjoy it. I think it's a 5-issue miniseries, so we've got one more part to come out. And then we'll see, you know, we'll be able to see how it all wraps up. So another book from Jeff Lemire this week. We've got May's book number 3. Another really cool mystery. You know, what happened to the guy? I can't remember his name, but what happened to his daughter? Is she going to get out of the maze or not? Can't wait to try that one out. And then last one of these, I'm not sure if this one came out this week or if My shop maybe just didn't get it until today. But Unborn number 2, just continuing just like a cool sci-fi, almost alien-esque type story. But yeah, I love the designs in this. I love the covers, so I can't wait to check that one out. And then I got some stuff from the dollar bins as well this week. Avengers Annual number 22 from 1993. I don't know why. I mean, it's got, Black Knight on the cover, and I'm sort of riding high on the Eternals right now, even though, Dane Whitman was in the movie. That's all I'll say about that. But yeah, I don't know. Just thought it would be cool to add with my other Avengers titles. I didn't really collect a lot of annuals back in the 90s for some reason. I just didn't really care for them. The owner of my LCS back then knew not to put annuals in my pull box. But now I feel like I've missed out on a bunch. So I'm going back and trying to collect as many of these as I can. I picked up this, I think it's referred to as Excalibur Special Edition. I think that's what it's called. It's not part of the regular Excalibur run from the early 90s, well, all through the 90s. It's its own thing, but they had a lot of these in the 80s and early 90s, just these sort of one-off stories that had a little bit different of a look to them. This one's written by Chris Claremont with art by Alan Davis, so you kind of can't go wrong with that duo. But yeah, I just kind of like these weird little one-offs that sort of fall outside of a main run. I think that is pretty cool. So one of my most favorite type of comics to collect are ones that aren't available digitally, because most every comic nowadays is available digitally. Like almost the entire Marvel library is about probably 65 to 70% of the DC library is. There's a bunch of stuff on Comixology, all kinds of stuff. A lot of that stuff is also collected in trades and omnibuses and collected editions. But one of my favorite type of books to collect is comics that aren't either of those. Ones that you can't get digitally, one that isn't collected, or if it is, it was out of print a long time ago and you can't get it now. So that's why I got these, even though I know next to nothing about them. I picked up some more Micronauts issues. So this is Micronauts number 15, guest starring the Fantastic Four, which is pretty cool. And then Micronauts number 16, guest starring the Fantastic Four and Psycho Man, which kind of makes sense because he's tiny. He lives like down in like a subatomic world, and it's going to be cool to see all of them mix it up together. And then Micronauts number 17, I guess wrapping up this story. Well, I don't know if it wraps it up, but it's continuing that story. The Fantastic Four and Psycho Man are there again. And then we've got Micronauts number 46. And then 51, these last two, just because I have a couple others that are right around this time period. And then Micronauts Annual number 2. Again, I've never read a Micronauts comic. I know almost nothing about them. But if I want to read them, this is the only way I can do it. They're not available digitally. They aren't collected anywhere. And that's the kind of stuff I dig. I don't care if it's a key or not. For me, it's just all about having it and being the only way that you can read this is this way right here. I just think that's really, really cool. And then I guess because I hate myself, I picked up Namor number 5. Again, you guys know I don't like Namor, but I found number 4, I think, last week. And now there's number 5. I guess I'm just going to punish myself and keep getting this run until I got the whole thing. Or maybe I'll be able to, cut myself off at some point. But, yeah. John Byrne. I'm pretty sure John Byrne is still on this at this point. So, yeah, why not? And then the last for the dollar issues is Cyberforce number 1. I think this they've tried to relaunch Cyberforce several times. I think this one is from 2018. Cyberforce was actually one of my favorite Image books when Image first launched in the 90s. This is, much far removed from that, but I just think they're cool. This is another one where they're not these later volumes of Cyberforce aren't really available digitally or collected anywhere. So I mean, I think if you could find them somehow, well, I think maybe they're available digitally, but it's still sort of tricky to find them. And the first issue of this volume, whatever it is, was sitting there, so I thought, hey, I like Cyberforce, I'll try it out. And I got a couple of other goodies as well. The Recount trade paperback from Scout Comics. This is one that I wanted to read, but Scout Comics, I don't know about you guys, I find it sort of tricky to get Scout Comics. Like, I don't know how they ship, but they go through Lunar, but sometimes they just don't show up, and I don't really understand why. So I feel like it's a treat when a Scout comic actually comes in and I can grab it. I was interested in this story. I missed out on it. I think I tried and they didn't show up or something. I'm not sure. But this one showed up. Trade paperback. The entire story. Basically about the president is assassinated and there's a group that tries to overthrow the government, basically, and I don't know, it just sounded interesting to me. I don't know if it's good or not, and people might think that it's trying to push an agenda or something. I just think it sounds like a cool story, and I want to try it out. And then another one that I'm very interested in because I know nothing about it is Unnatural. Mirka Andolfo, who did Superman and Lobo, who's doing Sweet Paprika. Seems like she is doing something else that I can't remember. I only just discovered her recently, but she's been out there for a while, and I'm a fan, and I want to read more stuff. So this is the entire, this is a nice hardcover, the entire series of Unnatural. I'm not sure what, how much, 1 through 12. Okay, so it's a 12-issue series. See, told you I didn't know anything about it. But I just think it sounds like a cool, like, sort of fantasy story. You can see that we're not exactly dealing with just like regular humans. This is a very fantastical story. I'm very excited to check it out. It should be a good one. And that's it, guys. Another awesome haul for the week. Guys, if you like this video or any of the other videos on my channel, maybe consider hitting the subscribe button. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give it a sarcastic thumbs up. And if nothing else, please leave me a comment below. Let me know what you picked up. If you got some cool collected editions, dollar issues, what have you. I don't know. Just let me know what you picked up. I love comic books. I could talk about them with a room full of people or just to a camera. Guys, don't forget, comic books are supposed to be fun. They're just a fun form of storytelling. That's all they do is tell awesome stories with awesome art. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. There is clearly plenty of stuff for you to look through, find something you like, and it's super easy to ignore the things that you don't like. If something doesn't interest you, or if you don't like the story that something is telling, just don't buy the book. It's as easy as that. Also, guys, remember, it doesn't matter how big your comic haul is every week or every month, whether it's 1 book, 10 books, 100 books, whatever. All that matters is the things that you buy mean something to you, are special to you. That's what makes a great comic haul. So guys, I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.